The following video isn't intended for viewers under the age of 13. That symbol resembles something.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Some people say she's nice, some people say she's Arcee. But if you really want to know, you should just ask me, and I'll say she's Nicey. Call her Nicey. I'm gonna give y'all the full experience for the people that's not getting this. This is sealed right here. It actually comes with that booklet and this card. Let's open this up to see what's behind that card. Here's the back. It's not like credit card quality. It's definitely a thick card, and the actual packaging is a thick card. Let's see this. Bunch of black and white stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna need this. Molding you. Alright, as you can see, this is an ultra feminine version of a robot resembling Arcee, but super anime influenced, to be honest. Several hands, sword. This looks like a spear, a gun, her shield, which probably is part of the car. That thing, probably a stand, I'm not sure. And optional face and optional soft chest plate. Let's see. Yeah, this one's hard. Like you right now. Let's get the elephant out of the room right away. I'm not going to do like other reviewers would do and just be a bunch of BSing. This is a super sexualized robot with heavy anime influences, and it's made to resemble the Transformer Arcee. Hence the name Nicey, but they leaned super heavily into Arcee's influence, which was Slave Leia, the Slave Leia costume from the original Star Wars trilogy. One admittedly disappointing thing that I do have to point out, and I'll bring out some images, when they were initially promoting this figure, which took forever, feels like, to come out, they showed her with a more Arcee looking head sculpt, and they showed this as like another optional alternative. They even have in the instructions like how you take the faceplate off and replace it, but let me let you see a good look at the face. It has very soft features, looks super stylized and super way more bubbly eyed anime. The paint on this figure is freaking immaculate. Immaculate. I only saw like, did I do this? There's that right there and maybe one other mark somewhere. But it's this rose gold type color. This is what her hair looks like, or head looks like. It does look like hair is probably coming down that robotic metallic hair. But here's a secondary face. I do not like this. I don't know whether it's supposed to be playful with our tongue out, but the tongue is white. But they show you that you could take the face plates out and replace them onto the different heads, but these heads look exactly 100% the same. So yeah, here's this face. You'll never see it again for the rest of this video because I do not like it. I hope that somehow they released that Arcee head. I know they had to have sculpted it. So I hope that they released that somehow because I really want it. But anywho, let's let you see her body. Nicely sculpted, nicely detailed. And like I said, they lean more into the Princess Leia design, whereas she has what actually looks like bikini. And I was messing with this thing for a long time before I realized she actually had a belly button. So they really wanted her to look like a human as opposed to this type of situation. She looks human, but she looks more robotic. No, both of them look like humans, but this one took a way more risque approach. And she even looks like she has a belly button. But let's let you see. Turn her waist So you can see this, like the sculpting back here. It's like skin tight bikinis. And she even, I don't think I noticed this in any promo pictures, the butt crack goes up the back right there. And then they put some interesting sculpting down there. So, yeah. Yes, she has she has a bunch of stuff on her back, but the way they design her, she makes me think of the Gundam approach. Like, it's almost like a Transformer mixed with a Gundam. They made the front of her car look like wings. They made this stuff look like wings and that look like wings. So she sort of looks like an angelic Gundam type figure. And I don't have a problem with that. I do like that they let you rotate these tires. I was messing with it for a good while before I realized that. Look at this detail inside of the elbow right there. I love that. Most of these joints are really, really, really crazy tight. Like super tight. And yes, I did replace the chest. It's hard to compare or tell you what that is. It just feels like soft rubber. It doesn't feel like a TV League. So yeah, it's pliable, but it's not like TV League style pliable. But yeah, let's get into the articulation, and then I can show off some of our features before transformation and whatnot. The neck. I am disappointed with the neck a little bit. The neck is on a ball joint that comes forward good, and she has a hinge on the neck. So you can get her into good poses like that. But when it comes to the tilting, I just wish it was on a double ball post instead of, let me bring this head out. It's just a hinge right there, and it's keyed specifically so that when you turn her neck turns with that, and the neck is always straight. But sometimes it can look really awkward, so it's been tough for me to get certain poses that I've been trying to get to. The shoulders, which as you can hear, are crazy tight. They can go up on the hinge right here. They can go up on the ball joint. This can lift up, the shoulder pad can lift up, but it doesn't seem to be able to go out 90 degrees. So you gotta like work around that limitation when it comes to your posing to get her out into a position where it looks 90 degrees. It has bicep swivel on a mushroom peg. The elbow bends more than 90 degrees. I wish it did move more than that. All the hands are on the ball joint. On this particular hand, the fingers are pliable right there, but it's a lot of range on that ball joint because of the post right there. And for the people that's interested, I mean, she can get the hand on the hips easily, but like touching her own chest because of the lack of a butterfly joint, it's hard to get her into a pose where she can do that. She can cross her heart right there. And then you have swivel right here. In fact, this is a ball joint. You can pivot that much, pivot back and twist and tilt. But I do wish that this is another point of articulation. I do wish that she could come forward more than that. The hips kick forward and go out to the side like that, but they are drop down hips, so she can kick at least 90 degrees, and you can kick more than 90 degrees because she bends right there, just like Generations Arcee and Fans Toys Arcee. Pretty much all the Arcees can do this because of their transformation gimmick. Everyone seems to be transforming like that. Plus, she has individual thigh swivel right here. You get and look at this knee piston right there. She has a piston down the bottom and the top. That looks cool. I don't think I ever knew that. And most of the joints are die cast metal. Like she even has die cast right here in the ankle. The ankle can fully rotate and it can pivot and whatnot. The heel is adjustable because of transformation, and it is super crazy tight. Now, all of this is adjustable and variable. Like, this can squeeze in more, can squeeze out, go forward, go all the way out. This can come up some, like that. It can come down. This can go up, can come down. In fact, let me pop the head off. Here's something somebody did on the promoting this figure. You can move this part of our vehicle right there and make it look like she has some type of weird bug head. And because of the swivel hinge it has right there, you can even make it rotate and whatnot. So that's crazy. You could rotate it still and have her wings like this. It's all types of stuff you can do. You can have her back any type of way if you want. This pops off, and when you pop this off, you can pull this down right here, and optionally they give you this piece, which I thought was some kind of stand piece. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention that she does have a stand port right there. But what you're supposed to do with this thing is grab the handle like this and shove that up into that area, and now that's a handle for her hand to hold. Now they suggest her to use this, and they show you putting it on like this, but that thumb gets in the way. So what I do is just put the hand on there like that. You can pop this hand on, and oh yeah, to get this gun in her hand, you have to detach the bottom. Basically, have to pop in her hand in there. She does come with another trigger finger hand, or what looks to be a trigger finger hand. It's not really. This is the best. This is like some type of energy arrow. This is the best. I have so many characters that have bow and arrows, and none of them have a hand sculpted like this to actually hold the arrow. It is perfect. I do have to admit, her holding this thing is supposed to be like a bow. Her holding this is kind of crazy. Let me get her in the pose. So here she is. I actually changed the hand to the gun holding hand, and I had to take that back. What I was saying, that hand is shaped exactly like this hand, but it's still perfect for both things, because I guess because they closed in the thumb. But you can see that looks perfectly like she's holding a bow and arrow. And when you are in this mode with the backpack off, you can push this up, giving her a more slender frame, but giving her a more complete back look right there. One thing I didn't realize looking at the promotional images, this part makes her permanently a parts former, but she can use this as a shield. And one of the things you're supposed to do with this, because in her vehicle mode, this comes out and goes back in this way, so it can be hanging off the back of her vehicle like that. But they suggest you, I guess for aesthetics, you don't have to do this, to put it back in like this and rotate it. It stays nice and tight, and you can plug that into her arm. And now over here, she has this sword right here, which looks like this. Now that hand they were suggesting for the bow, it seems like this goes into this hand the best. And now she can wield this sword right here. Other options, you can pop these out of the ball joints, and then she has some ball joints right here on our backpack. Actually, I think I'm putting this in wrong, I believe. Pop this in like this. This is an optional look right there, where she has sort of like a skirt design right there. She does have two fists for fighting and whatnot. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to show. I mean, you could, while you have that separated, put this back on her back but it just makes our back puff out more, I feel, or makes it look more weird. But if you want everything together, you would have to put that on there. You can also take this gun and plug it into this spot. Maybe I'm doing that backward, but the gun plugs into there if you need storage for that. Changing the chest plate. You basically just have to lift her body out of the cavity right there. And once you do that, you can move this back and basically just grab and put that on. Shove her arms back into here. Here's Fans Toys Rouge right here. Here's Fans Toys Sovereign. I just found out in the comic book that they're supposed to be siblings or related. And here's my permanent Carbot comparison, I guess. Hot Rod's in another room. Like I said, I'm not going to be killing myself anymore. Hot Rod is basically the same height as Rouge, so there you go. But in the old transformation, I put her little front of the car or wings back on. I put these open palm hands on there. They show her transforming with the fist, but I find it better or easier with this. Basically, we want to lift up on her body, just like I did to change out the chest plate right there. Turn her head around. Lift this up, and I should have removed this handle that made her have the bow and arrow. And basically put her head right there, and this peg goes into well, before we can do that, I guess bring this hinge down like that, bring that hinge to meet it, rotate the arms this way, turn the hands like that. Now we should be able to move that peg into that hole and that peg into that hole. All right, make sure the arms can clear this right here. Start bringing this down like this. Start moving this up. And basically this covers two little pegs under here, and those pegs go into two holes right there. So move this up, like kind of dip it under to match. And one of these did give me a little bit of trouble, but basically just give yourself leverage to push up on that, or push the hole up into the peg instead of the peg down into the hole. It's this side that's giving me kind of issues, but there we go. We can rotate the wheels right there. That's the main thing with this toy. These joints are tight. I mean, that's a good thing, but it can be annoying. And now the legs. Oh wait, push these arms. There are these little pegs right there. She has the hole ports into the arms because of the shield compatibility. But peg that into there. Get the arms kind of like that. Oh boy. Shift the hips up like this. Shift it out. Bend. It's like super tight. Like I'm saying, it feels like it won't bend, but bend it. The foot comes in like this, or actually rotates like this. Goes in and shut the heel a little bit. And now these. There's a hole right there and a peg right here. Get the foot and the peg, and it's this little notch right there goes in between the heel. Make sure that the feet are closed, but make sure it's not touching the wheel or else it'll stop the wheel from turning. But basically, have it in this orientation. Do this. All right, switch this in, then this. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I do wish that the front, I wish her feet pegged to something. I mean, the peg system they have has been working, but I do wish that the foot pegged into something. Now we just squeeze, make sure everything is pegged in. And she would be done, but there's a whole part of the car missing right here. So what you need to do is, there are these little notches right there. There are little holes right there keyed for this. And there are 2 tabs right here that goes into these 2 slots right here. So kind of lift this up and start wedging it in on one side. Make sure this is kind of overlapping this, but get this in the key. One thing I guess I should say, make sure that this is behind the chair while you're trying to plug this into place. Alright, once you get that in, squeeze that in. Make sure that this comes up underneath of her leg crevice. And just basically make sure everything else didn't pop out. I'm going to clean it up and come back. I'm not normally a clean it up and come back type of guy, but yeah, I know somebody would want to sit here and watch me fuss with these parts, and it will give them like so much enjoyment to keep continuously watching me do that. But other people will be like, oh my god, D-man. But anywho, here she is in her futuristic car mode. Kind of reminds me of, I forgot the car's name, Override on Transformers Cybertron mixed with Arcee. But everything's rolling right here, as you can see, even though it looks like this under here. Just a mess of mangled body parts. Since I am not transforming Rouge like ever again, here's my KO oversized generations Arcee. She's a little bit longer than Arcee, but basically this is a good representation of what Arcee looked like on the cartoon. So you can see they took a bunch of liberties. I guess I'll debate on whether I'm going to make her an Autobot. But we have all this. Now some of our body parts are still visible down there, which may have been on purpose. I do like this. The lights back here, I like this. Here's the dashboard. Here's that. As far as a human sitting in here, you do have this person right there, but the car is humongous in comparison. She looks more like some type of military vehicle. I am able to get them right here, but holding the steering wheel just don't look right. Big Spike looks like this next to the car. A little bit probably more natural, but sitting in there, you know, he wouldn't look natural. Here is my KO Red Alert. She's a little bit longer than Red Alert, just like the Arcee. And here is Hound, since I have not transformed Hound back from vehicle mode. But yeah, for the price that this thing cost, I am super satisfied. Like, typically something like this will be over $100. I got this from ShowZ. I meant to mention that straight up front off top. I got it from ShowZ. They got it to me here way quicker than I thought they would get it to me, to be honest. And I I'm happy. I think I paid less than $80, a little bit less than $80. That's old school Masterpiece prices. She comes with a bunch of accessories, a bunch of weapons. The finish is nice. I only have like a few gripes with like trying to get her squeezed into this car thing right here. The transformation is easy. They say it's 10 steps. It took me just a while of fighting around the tight joints and whatnot. And just recall whatever nitpicks I made about the articulation and now the stuff I gave nitpicks about. But overall, I love it. I'm happy. I think this is this company's first action figure. And I'm just realizing that that's like a lighter pink inside of there. You can't tell. But yeah, they did a good job to me. I know they're using like existing technology, stealing bits and pieces and making it their own, but yeah, it still turned out well for me. And they're making some other even more stylized female robots I see. But I hope that they give us the RC head. If somebody's listening to me, give us the RC head, please. Thank you all for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click